Hustle Radio.
Our next guest is one of the most genetically talented men in the pro bodybuilding professional ranks. He's turned pro maybe easier than anyone else out there. He won his first pro show last year at the Orlando Show of Champions, and we're lucky to have him here today. Welcome, Cedric Mcmillan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
You had a very easy time getting your pro card. You won the, pretty much year after year, you won the South Carolina State Championship, then you won the Junior USA overall. I remember I was there. Then you won the Nationals the year after that, and all was going well. You went into the pro ranks in 2010, and this is just a recap because we've talked about this all before. You placed fourth at the Europa show. Some people thought you should have won that year. You came back the next year, which was last year in 2011. You won the Orlando Show of Champions, and then New York Pro, you dropped to a disappointing 11th.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what's been going on this past year. What happened last year? It was probably your worst year, I would have to guess, of all your years competing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, in the middle of the off season, for that 2011 competition year, I think it was a week. It was like the Sunday before Christmas. My wife and kids were in a real bad car accident. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this already, but they were in a real bad accident. Anyway,
how bad, Cedric? How bad is bad? Explain to us exactly what happened.
Okay, all right. now I get real emotional when I talk about it, and it's kind of hard. But anyway, she was going about 55. She swerved off one side of the road. She overcorrected, and it turned the car sideways. And while she was doing about 55, she hit a tree. Was fucking huge. She hit a tree with the driver's side of the car, the driver's side. So it hit her door, and my baby boy was in the back seat. It hit his door, and it just wrapped the car around it. So anyway, I'm thinking, okay, they were in an accident, cool. But when I get a phone call that says, your family's been in an accident, I said, are they okay? And my leader said, you just need to get to the hospital. And I said, oh, shit. And I said, what happened? He said, all I can tell you that I know is that they had to get airlifted. All of them had to get airlifted to the hospital. So I was like, okay. So anyway, I get to the hospital. My wife's laid out, man. She had a broken scapula. She had a fractured lower back. She had a broken pelvis. She had glass all everywhere, man. She had her knee got busted open with something. And all of this while she was 6 months pregnant.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and what was happening is she started having contractions, and at one point they was talking about having to take the baby out because the contractions could cause internal bleeding because of all the bricks she had inside, and that was her. Now my oldest son, he had a broken tibia, just a lower leg, and he had a concussion because I think his head, kind of hit something on the side, so he was bleeding out of his ears a little bit, and his face was swollen. And my baby boy, he had bruised lungs. He was what they considered at the time, I guess it was one step away from brain dead because they called it brain trauma. Yeah, when the paramedic told me when he pulled up, he said, your son was convulsing and showing signs of brain damage. That's what he told me. And so when I finally was able to get to him where he was, they had a breather machine. They had a tube in his mouth because of his bruised lung. They had him sedated because if he was awake, it would be too much pain.
What does a 300-pound bodybuilder feel in his mind? I mean, you have to feel the most helpless you've ever felt in your life, I would imagine.
Yeah, and that was the most stressful part of it because it was like it ain't shit I can do except try to take care of him, And it was even harder because it was just the hospital was huge, and they were all in 3 different parts of the hospital that probably took 5 or 8 minutes to get from one to the other, right? So what I was doing, this is the reason why I wouldn't get much sleep. I would go sit with one for an hour, and then I would go to the other, and then the other, and I did that. I rotated that, all day, all night. And then if a visitor came, I had to go to the entrance, get them, and take them around to see everybody outside of my rotation. You get what I'm saying? So it was going on like that.
Of course. And how long did this?
This was, I think it was a week before Christmas, which I think Christmas was that next Saturday, and we were still in the hospital 2 days after Christmas. So it ended up being about 8 days, eight or 9 days that we were in the hospital. And the next toughest part of it is when they finally took because my baby boy, the one that they said had the brain trauma, he also had a broken femur. And so they had him in a full body cast.
Oh my God.
And it was like, it goes from below his knees up to his chest. And that's the type of cast, something like that, I can't think of. But anyway, when they took him off the sedation, from what the doctors explained to me, and from what I could see, it's like he was a newborn baby again. Now, here he is, 2 years old. He can walk and talk and eat and everything like that. But now he just stares off into space. His eyes were going in two different directions. He wouldn't respond to sight or sound. You could put your fingers in front of his eyes and he wouldn't blink. It's like he didn't see nothing. He couldn't hear nothing. He couldn't eat. All I could do was put a little straw to his mouth to get him to drink something. You know what I'm saying? It was real tough. You know, so he was just laying there. So I thought, oh my God, my son is going to be stuck like this forever, you know. So that was the toughest part. So I didn't give a fuck about eating. I didn't care about nothing except, you know, trying to be there for them and take care of them, you know.
People don't know that who don't have families and who have never had something like that or have gone through something like that. I mean, it's amazing that you even got into these shows. I mean, what possessed you to even do them at that point?
Oh, okay. Well, what happened, this is what happened. I get a call from Muscle Tech saying, you know how you do. We're sorry about your family, blah blah blah. Hey, are you gonna go? Are you gonna go to the Arnold Expo? Because we want to bring you to the Arnold booth if you can make it.
Right.
Of course, I'm not gonna say no. Yes, I can make it to the Arnold
contract,
booth. Yeah. Now, granted, when we finally got out of the hospital, I had 3 people in wheelchairs.
Yeah, I don't know how you did it. You were like the only caretaker.
Yeah, nobody could walk, you know, so it was weird. So anyway, I got ready. We got some family to come over and help out, and I hauled ass to the Arnold and did that, you know, and I probably worked out for a week before the Arnold because I was like, there's no way I can show up looking like this, you know.
Right.
So everybody's like, oh man, why you so lean? I was like, you just don't know, man. You know.
Anyone else would have disappeared completely. You got leaner from all the stress. Yeah.
So what happened is, at the Arnold, I just thought to myself, I said, with all of this stuff going on, all of these athletes out here, I need to try to compete. I said, because my contract for Muscle Tech ends in June. I said, if I don't compete this year, even though, you know, I feel like I have a good reason to not, but if I don't compete, maybe I won't get, you know, up for renegotiation. So I said, let me try to get myself in shape and compete. Well, from Dallas, I knew, okay, my conditioning wasn't on point like it needed to be. So let's focus on conditioning this year. Let's make sure I can show them that I can get hard, I can get lean, you know.
Right.
Well, and already starting out minus, you know, 20, 30 pounds from off-season weight because I lost so much, then to start a hard diet, focus on nothing but conditioning, you can see what happened. I just, you know, that weight started breaking down.
You lost all the gains from the off-season, what you did, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And I was having a great off-season. And then on top of that, once you know, my job, they were real helpful, you know, giving me time off. But once I got some family to come over, some of my wife's family came over to help out, then I needed to go back to work because I couldn't just stay gone for too long. So here we go. So I ended up working before these shows, and they didn't have anybody to replace me. Well, for the Orlando show, it's a trip because my daughter was born Tuesday morning, and I flew to Orlando Tuesday afternoon.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know your daughter was born that day.
Yeah, because you know, my wife, like I said, my wife was still in a wheelchair, and she had to go to labor. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, and I had to leave her because I had to go compete. You know.
Well, people don't realize your family didn't heal up in like 1 month. It took months and months and months before they were back to normal.
It was August, September before everybody got better. So, you know, and people on the internet, they would say, you know, Cedric had a meltdown. Man, listen, what I was trying to do when I was in Orlando is I was like, okay, it's fans out there that want to see me compete. They want to know what's going on. They know about my family. So I was just trying to share some of my thoughts with them, you know, trying to be open, right? Well, you see what the hell happens when you do stuff like that on the internet. People just take it and they turn into piranhas. You know what I'm saying?
Why, you're talking to the most talked about guy on the internet right here.
Right. So I learned my lesson with that, and my lesson is just like my deep tissue massage lady said, shut the fuck up, keep it simple, because people are just going to take your words and run with it. You know, they don't give a damn about you. They just want to gossip and talk, you know. So that's what I did.
You still won the show, though. That's the amazing thing. You still won the freaking show.
Well, yeah, I won the show, but what I did is I wasn't satisfied with the way I looked. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I expressed that. I expressed, hey, I know a lot of guys backstage that looked at Cedric and said, "Damn, Cedric is flat. Cedric's not in his tip-top shape. How the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at myself like, I know what I went through to get ready, and I'm sure I understand what these guys went through as well. I can just understand how it feels to be in their shoes, because just last year I lost Dallas, so I understand how it feels. And that's where it started, and then it all turned into, you know, a whole bunch of other shit, you know. But anyway,
so did you get too caught up in the whole internet bull crap thing? Do you admit that you might have should have just kept your mouth shut, maybe?
Okay, but here's what I'm under the impression of. When you have a contract and it's your duty to go on the forums, you know, and communicate with the fans, it's not like, I didn't think it was possible for me to not go on there. Right. I can't let questions and responses go for days and days without responding, or else I'm gonna get a call like, "Hey, you need to check your forum." Right. So I can understand that. So I was caught up in it, but my emotions was in it too because of everything that I had gone through. But I was just trying to keep the dialogue coming, because if people are talking to me, I'm supposed to talk back. So that's what I was trying to do. Well, then it turned into some type of, you know, some bullshit. You know all about it. You know, oh well, Cedric, blah blah blah. Hey, you're saying this, but you were the guy that was like, look at your name on my shirt last year. What happened to that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you did it affect you mentally going into that New York Pro? All the negative internet crap that was going on?
Okay. No, because at that point, I just that's when I had to realize, okay, I'll see how bad it can get. You know, you would think, see, I'm from the country, man. We don't do forums. We don't do shit like that. You know, we talk to each other man to man. And if I got something to say about you, if I do say it, I'll be prepared for it to get addressed.
Of course.
To me, you know what I'm saying? But on the internet, we got nameless, faceless people that are just free to say whatever the hell they want to say, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, that took an adjustment for me, because I'm not used to that. You know what I'm saying?
Normally, in the country, what do? You go fist to fist, right?
Well, in the country, is, hey man, what was that shit that they were saying you said about me?
Right.
You know, and like my grandma said, if you ain't gonna say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. So the way I came up with, okay, and I'm just gonna apply the lessons I learned to bodybuilding. If you like a bodybuilder, support him. If you don't like a bodybuilder, don't talk shit about him because you don't like him. Don't complain about his physique because you don't like him. Just don't like him.
Well, these people are the same people that if they saw you in person would probably shake your hand and get an autograph from you, making fun of you, I'm sure.
Well, guess what? There's no way I'll know, because their names and pictures and shit ain't even on there, so who knows? You know what I'm saying? And what they say is it's all opinions, and I can understand it, and I'm cool with that because I see it now, you know? But sometimes I'm not able to understand the dry sarcasm and what looks like something serious is really, I'm telling a joke, or I just like to create drama. You know, I just don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand that shit. So once my muscular development contract was over, I was able to completely remove myself from the whole forum thing. Yeah, and I swear that I like that, because I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to read that stuff. I don't have to respond. You know, I can just let these guys have fun. You know, I understand it's entertainment. So just let them have fun. Let them do that. I'm not knocking what they do. The only thing I think about the forums and these free opinions is, once again, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. So support the physiques you like, and don't talk shit about the physiques you don't like, because somebody out there likes that physique. Otherwise, they wouldn't win. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my motto is don't let the good opinion of others influence anything in your life. And it's a tough motto to stick by, but it works. Were you very disappointed when you placed 11th at the New York Pro? What went through your head when you got that placement?
I can tell you what happened in New York. Me and Jason, we were talking throughout that whole prep and everything. And when we were all standing on stage and each other making funny faces and shit like that, right? And you know, when they were calling names, and when we missed the first call, I looked at him. I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, he shrugged his shoulders, like, "I don't know, dude." You know, so we waited.
You're talking about Jason Ha. You're talking about Jason Ha.
And the second call out did the same thing, and I looked at him, and he looked at me like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Man, I don't know." You know, and so we kind of seen what was happening as they were doing the call. We was like, "Hey, dog, we way in the back of the line," you know. And I was like, "Shit, I could understand," you know, because I looked in the mirror before I went to the hotel. Before I left the hotel, I was like, something is not right, man. And what ended up happening with me for New York, I can't blame, you know, the loss of size. We already got that covered, but going into New York, they couldn't find anybody to cover my position. Well, I left to go to New York on Tuesday. No, Yeah, it was either Tuesday or Monday. Well, me and my soldiers, we were in the field. We were doing the field portion of our training, which is we teach them tactical leadership. So we're outside, running missions and stuff like that, right? Well, guess what? It's South Carolina, and it's June almost, so it's 105 degrees outside, and we're road marching and stuff like that. So, here I am, taking, trying to drop a little bit of water, some little mild stuff, but I got to drink 4 gallons because I'm in this heat. So I started getting a little lightheaded, so I had to take a couple of, they gave me a couple of IVs because I wasn't feeling real well. Well, guess what? That night, I got on the plane. Sometimes that makes you whole. It makes it even worse. So I get on the plane and I fly to New York. So all of that kind of shifted my water a little too soon. It was just, it was just real weird.
On top of the fact that you still didn't have the size back that you had lost.
Exactly. So and that makes a difference. In my type of physique, I got to have that fullness. The muscle separation alone is just not enough. I got to have that fullness in order to look right. Because I'm not a very deeply striated person, but I got good separation, and the muscle bellies can be kind of round when I'm full. So I needed that, and to not have that just made me look, that much worse. So I understood that. But here's the thing with that. I had already committed the year before my family was even in an accident to go through New York. I'm on the flyer. Yeah. And I even talked to Steve Wamba. I called Steve, when I was in Orlando, I was like, man, I thought I could compete, man, but it's just too much on me right now. My wife is on the phone talking about the baby. I'm not there for her. I can't be there for anything. And then I'm here stuck competing. I said, Steve, I don't think I could do the show, man. And he was like, Cedric, I understand you got a lot going on, but then I thought about it. I said, I got to be a man of my word, okay, so I'm not in my best shape, but I got to be a man of my word. I'll do the show. I'm on the flyer. I got to.
Well, yeah, that's a very I guess responsible thing to do, because a lot of guys wouldn't. They would back out. A lot of guys. You didn't back out of your Arnold appearance. You didn't back out of the show, and I think that probably the people will respect that moving forward. Now, I mean, I've seen some pictures of you recently that Chris Aceto sent me. I'm like flabbergasted. I mean, you look like you're about 20, 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I'm actually right now probably 30 pounds heavier at this point than I was last year. And I was on the verge of this last year anyway. It's just everything. I had to slam the brakes on everything. Right. So luckily, hey, the kids are running around. Everybody's doing great.
Everyone's healthy.
Everybody's healthy. Everybody's doing good. My baby girl, she give me kisses, so everything is great, man, and my job, we doing a little bit of downsizing, so we got some extra people that can help out. Man, they've been taking it easy on me. I've been chilling, just focusing on training. The gym I go to, the gym owner, he says, hey, Cedric, listen, I don't want you to blame missing a workout on anything, because usually, sometimes I would get off work 8:30 at night. I get to the gym and it closes in 15 minutes, so I can't train. Or I get off work at 11 o'clock at night and I can't train. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he gives me access to the gym. He says, hey, here are the keys. Here's the alarm code. He said, and I haven't missed a workout.
Let's plug the gym. What's the name of the gym?
The gym is Atlas Gym. It's in Camden, South Carolina. Right. Dr. Charles King, he's the one that runs that gym, and I swear, man, he's taking real good care of me.
That's awesome. I mean, to have that kind of access to you, it's like the old days in Iraq when you built all your own equipment. Now you have your own gym at your disposal.
Yeah, so even though he told me, hey, don't cut the big lights on because they'll run my power bill, I was in the dark, right? And then I'll see myself in the mirror and scare the shit out of myself, thinking the booger man and they're gonna try to get me or something.
All right. Yeah. How did you get in touch with Chris Aceto? How did you decide to get Chris?
Let's see. It happened with a conversation between me and Fuad, and we were discussing, diet guys. Me and Seth Feroci, we were discussing diet guys. And with talking to a few people, I was able to get his number, and I called him. And the reason why I say Chris is because I can remember back before I even thought about competing, when I was just a fan of bodybuilding, when I just wished I could be a bodybuilder one day. I'm talking 20 years old, I can remember reading articles from Chris Aceto in Flex magazine, and I still have them now, and sometimes I still go back and read when I was, doing my own diets and stuff. I will refer back to Chris Aceto stuff. So I love this whole method, so that's who if I was to choose, one of those guys like that, I felt like it was a good match. I like the way he thinks. So
Chris is the kind of guy. Chris is the kind of guy you call him up and ask him to help you, and he's like, "I don't want to help you." You know, you have to almost make him want to help you. You know.
Well, let me tell you this, man. It had to be, the stars aligned up right or something, because as soon as we got in touch and we communicated, it's like everything just fell right into place. Everything hit off just right. And he said, you know what? He told me the same thing Dante said. He said, I think it'll be kind of funny to watch you kick everybody's ass. I don't know about that. I just want to try to do a good job. You know what I'm saying? So from that point forward, man, I swear I text him more than I text my woman. All day, every day.
He loves to text. He loves to text. Yeah. I'm sure he loves it.
Yeah.
What made you? Now, you weren't planning on doing New York Pro. You didn't think you were going to be ready. And I saw I know Chris sent me pictures, and him and I were talking, and I'm like, this guy isn't out of his mind. Why didn't you?
He was saying New York Pro, and I was like, man, I said, let's get me in shape first. I said, because, I got this, what we want to call new size, I guess, and I want to try to get this size in shape, because I can't be bigger and then I'm not in condition again. It'll be just like Dallas. I can't do that, So I wanted us to figure my body out, get me in shape first, and then choose a show and plan for it, and then, diet for it, right?
Sure.
Well, I guess in the back of his mind, he was saying, I'm going to have his ass ready. Because he was like, hey, I said, let's start doing this with the food. Let's start doing this with the cardio. They start changing things up. And my body was responding. Then he started asking for pictures and stuff like that, and everything started falling into place. And then he tells me a couple weeks ago, he was like, I think you could do New York. I was like, man, I don't know. I said, I just did that guest appearance. I've seen the videos. Look like, I got some water on me, some fat on me. I don't know, man, if I could be ready in time. He was like, we'll see. I think you could do New York. So as things progressed and I was sending him pictures, he was like, you're going to do New York. I was like, man, you sure? He was like, you going to do it? I was like, no, man.
Why, Cedric, why are you so hard on yourself? You're very, very tough on yourself. You never think you look good enough. You're very, very, your own hardest critic.
Okay. It started when I first started competing. I never had a trainer. I never had a workout partner. It was just me, right? So what I did, I would study the magazines. I would study the other bodybuilders, and I would look at their physiques, and I would say, okay, let me look at myself and let me look at them. What do I need in order to look like that? Okay, I need bigger this, bigger that, bigger that. Okay, chest is good, so I don't need chest. I need that. So I got myself into this method of looking at what needs to be improved. And that turned into only looking at what needs to be improved. And then that turned into I'm not even able to see anything except what needs to be improved. You get it?
Yes.
And so do I mind that? I don't mind it. People mind it more than me. I don't mind being my own worst critic, because that's going to, when I am satisfied with myself, I'm going to be hell.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So I don't mind. And that's where it started. And I believe I would rather see my weaknesses and not see how good I am than to think I'm better than I really am. Because there's a lot of people out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like Chris because Chris is brutally honest with you?
Nah, it's not even that, man. It's, because him being honest with me is just like me being honest with myself. What ends up happening, I'm so hard on myself that when Chris says, wow, you look great, it's like, really?
You don't believe him.
He's, wow, you look great. I'm like, shit. I never knew Chris was brutally honest until he told me, hey, I'm brutally honest.
Yes.
I'm just thinking, all right, this guy's just making me feel good. He's trying to keep me motivated. But, I think it works out real good, man. I like him because it gives me the freedom, to do like we'll talk, and I say, hey, Chris, just tell me how many carbs you want me to eat and how much protein, and I'll work it out, And so he doesn't say, okay, this much broccoli, this much potato meal one. He says, hey, Sid, I need you to get this many nutrients in a day. Roger that. And
so you like that? You like that freedom?
Yeah, because that gives me a little bit of work to do. It gives me some sense of control versus saying, okay, I'm going to leave it all up to you. Tell me what to do. He says, hey, he kind of got like we talked on the phone. I said, hey, you're the navigator and I'm the driver. You got the map and I'm holding the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the way it should always be, really. I mean, I like the idea of empowering the athlete so that the athlete knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's right. And so I'm really enjoying the whole fucking process, man. I'm loving it, and I've felt a week out before And a week out never felt like this. Like, I really feel good, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel in the gym, I'm working out just like I was 6 weeks ago. Same weights, everything. My energy level, you know, after a few exercises, but I'm still doing the same weights, everything, man. I feel real good.
What do you think you're going to step on stage at if you're 270 right now?
Chris says when we drop water and add carbs, he says 268. He's dead set on 268.
Good weight for you.
Well, here's what I know. We did high carbs for 2 days. I think it was about 4 days ago. And what I call high carbs is like 400 grams. That really ain't shit, right? But we did 400 grams. We did 400 grams for 2 days, and I was 274.
Oh my God!
You know, but I was still harder because every day I'm getting harder and getting leaner. I was still harder than I was when we were on the low carbs. So I'm saying and praying. I'm like, Chris, I don't know, man. So it's like I'm trying to beat him. I'm trying to beat 270, 271, and he's saying no, 268. You'll be 268. You know, but that's just a friendly little thing. Right. I don't really give a damn. As long as I'm full and lean and hard, I don't care.
How tall are you officially? Everyone lies. What are you, 6'1"?
Yeah. You know what? I'm like 6'1.5", close to 6'2", somewhere around in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good weight for you. I'm excited to see you up on stage. Are you thinking any other shows this year, or is New York your main focus right now?
Well, right now, New York is it. That's all we focused on right now. But my plan was, my original plan was, hey, maybe we can get ready for Toronto. So I want to go to Toronto, and my other plan after Toronto earlier this year was I'm going to go back to Dallas and get that what I was supposed to have 2 years ago. You know, yeah, I fucked it up. You know, I wasn't as lean and dry as I needed to be. I need to go back and get that Dallas.
You want to dominate that event so they can see in Texas that you're for real.
Well, I don't know about dominating nothing. I just want to try to go back when I'm what I'm supposed to be and go get it, you know? So
when you're your best, no one's ever beats you. So that's a good sign, or at least a good historical sign. Talk to me a little bit. Are you still working with Muscle Tech?
No, man. Let's see.
You available for a contract?
Well, I don't know, man. I guess I am available, but the next company that I sign with, let's just say this. Hopefully, a company can understand that, hey, a guy having a job, bodybuilder, having a family and a job and being a bodybuilder, that's what 99.9% of the people that buy our products are. That's the same situation. That's the same situation area. So it seems like that would be more appealing and more marketable than somebody that just fucking lays around, trains a couple people, and works out all day.
Which is 90% of the bodybuilders, right?
Exactly. So it's like, hey, man, you know, I work every day and I drink these shakes while I'm at work. I do this while I'm at work in order to make this thing happen with a 14-hour, 12-hour job, with a family. This is what I do. But I think they look at it like, no, we need somebody that's completely focused on bodybuilding because we need wins. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but so you know what the truth is, though? And I hate to interrupt you, but I want to say something, because the truth is, because you have a real job, you're not asking for the crazy, outrageous salaries, I'm sure, either. So, because you understand that you're limited in that sense. So I think you'd be a great sign for a company that's looking to promote their products. I mean, you represent the working man.
Yeah, well, I can tell you now, before I ever subject myself to the situation, you know, and it's when somebody, when you drop somebody, we can paint it with whatever reason we want to paint it for. We can say it's business, it's budget, it's because you had an internet meltdown, it's because you were arguing with an old white dude on the internet. You know, whatever the hell you want to say, it's still like you got dropped, you got cut from the team. You know what I'm saying?
Did that hurt you emotionally?
It did, because I took it personally, and I had to take it twice in less than 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping before I subject myself to another contract with a company, I would want that company to appreciate who and what I am, because you'll say, oh, his job is taken away, but guess what? The job that I have is what makes me who I am.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? Who knows? If I didn't have a job, maybe I wouldn't even be the same bodybuilder. Who knows?
You'd be the same person.
Because Exactly. So let's take who I am, what I am, and appreciate that, and let's work with that. You know, let's work with what made me into the guy that I am right now that you want. Don't fire me and then want me to change, because who the hell knows what's going to happen then? You know what I'm saying?
Very wise words. Very wise words.
Yeah. Well, so I just hope, and I understand how business is. I understand how marketing works and stuff like that. And we just need successful bodybuilders out there that can represent companies. I understand that. And if that's the case, I'm cool with that. You know, that's fine. Hopefully, my plan is I can make it happen without contracts if I have to. I can go to some shows, win some money, set it to the side so I can use that money to support my next show that I do. I can buy my food with that. I can buy my supplements with that, and then I can use my job to take care of my family, you know, if I have to. So, you know, and I don't know, man. I don't want to just say, yeah, sign me and drop me, but all I know is I need a check from you right now. No, it's not that kind of situation, man. I'm good. You know, I can do it. I can take care of me and my family now.
You want a good fit. You want a good fit is what you want.
That's right. I want a company that wants me. I don't want a company that says, okay, he's hot right now, let's make some money with him. I want a company that says, hey, you know what, I like this guy's image, we can use that, we can market that, you know, appreciate what the hell I am, you know, and let's do this thing, you know. So,
I agree. Well, I think that you're going to probably, after the New York Pro, probably have a lot of people knocking on your door and a lot of offers. So.
Hey, you know the thing with that, man, I'll be honest with you. If we can back up like 6 or 8 months, you know who was calling and knocking on the door?
Who?
Two of my best friends that didn't give a shit about a supplement company or a magazine that says, Cedric, I got your back. Whatever you need, let me know. Cedric, we're not going to let you give up on this thing. Man, I ain't got no fucking money. I can't do this. I can't do that. Don't worry about it. Look, I don't give a damn if I have to file you on my taxes as a dependent.
Really?
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get ready. I'm going to help you get ready for next year. I can tell you right now, I got two friends that if it wasn't for them, I don't care how many Chris Acetos I had or how many Dantes I had, I wouldn't have been able to make this happen, man, you know?
That's awesome.
I could take care of bills, food for the house, and feed everybody every day. That's no problem. But when you put, we need 12 ounces of beef 5 times a day, we need protein shakes, we need vitamins, we need all this stuff, I'm not able to do that.
You got a lot of kids. You got a lot of mouths to feed in that household. You're not like a single guy like most of these bodybuilders.
Yeah, exactly. I got 3 babies I got to take care of, and they're priority number 1. So what's going to come out of that? What's going to come out of that Army check is taking care of them first.
Of course.
And then whatever's left will go into bodybuilding if there's anything. You know, and this year, this off season, without having, you know, any help, you know, any salary coming from bodybuilding, yet I'm trying to put money into bodybuilding, I was slowly digging a hole for myself. I had to take out a loan, you know, I had to save tax refund money to be able to do stuff, you know,
So you can use a good contract, and you could use the prize money too. So there's some good motivation there for you to do well at the show.
I definitely could. But let me tell you something that's in the back of my mind. Something that's in the back of my mind is, where were you when I really needed you?
True. But isn't that the way? But Cedric, isn't that really the way society is in general? I mean, they only want to know what have you done for us lately. That's the motto.
That's the business side of the sport, and one of my problems is I always try to make everything personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that too. That's why I started my own company, because I kept getting let down by other people.
Yeah. You would think, hey man, how could you do me like that? And it's like, no, I'm not doing you any kind of way. This is a business decision, and that's what you got to understand. And it's like, yeah, but I thought we were buddies. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were friends. How could you do me like that? You know, I just get a letter saying, I'm so sorry about your family, and you know, if anything we can do, hey, and then next month I'm getting, hey man, we'll have to let you go. No.
Yeah, it's the old story, you know. Unfortunately, but you know, luckily, you know, you got a good mind, a good head on that shoulders, and I think, like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of offers, and hopefully, you'll find the right match for you, because I think you'd be an excellent representative of any company. You're a stand-up guy, and I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, you'll make that 270 mark on stage.
Well, what I'm going to focus on right now is trying to beat myself. I'm trying to beat 2000 national Cedric. I'm trying to be better than that, and that's all I'm focused on. I talked to Juan a little bit, I talked to Steve a little bit. We're just gonna go out there and try to have fun. We're all just trying to do our best. You know what I'm saying? And before I worry about representing the company, I'm gonna worry about competing in these shows and representing myself
and your family.
Yeah, that's right. And my family and those friends that were there for me when I had nobody else that gave a damn about this bodybuilding and me. They were there like, no, we're gonna make sure you can do what you got to do. I'm gonna represent them. So. So, and when it's time to make a business decision, then we'll make business decisions then. But right now, I'm not focused on winning so I can get spots. I'm focused on doing a great job at this show, man,
Well, you love the sport. That's why you do it. You wouldn't do it if you didn't. This is your hobby right now, at least.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
that's right.
Cedric McMillan is back and better than ever, and he'll be on stage at the New York Pro in less than 5 days. We'll see you Saturday.
Okay, hey man, and believe it or not, I got to represent you too, man. And you probably don't know why, but I tell you it's because you're the first guy that ever said anything about me in a magazine. You remember that?
That's right. I did.
Well, guess what? I remember that shit too. So I'm representing you. I'm representing Chris. I'm representing Dante. Anybody that ever had anything to do with me progressing in this sport, man. I'm trying to do this for them.
I think I did your first interview too online.
Yeah, hey, that's right. And I ain't know what the hell to say, but I still talk just like I did there.
You did. You said a lot of something. I don't remember what it was. I got to go back.
You're probably going to say the same thing about this interview.
That was Cedric McMillan. Great interview. The great guy. And I'm looking forward to seeing great things from him. Hopefully he's got his head on straight now with Chris behind the wheel there helping him out. And I think that we're going to see some good things from him at the New York Pro this coming weekend. The event that I'm looking forward to seeing is that pose down between McMillan, Juan Morel, and Steve Kuklo. I think that'll be a definite first call out. Probably maybe with a couple other guys in there as well. I don't know who else will be in the lineup at this point, but I'm excited for Juan. And I told Juan that I'm living vicariously now through you, so he's got to do well. He's got his own burden and my burden on his back, and it should be a great event. And like I said, get your tickets now because I guarantee they're going to be sold out. Contact Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym at 516-933-1111. And anyone who comes down to the show can feel free to come up to me and ask me any questions you want. I will be there and having a good time. It's not a stressful show, but there is a lot going on this weekend. So, and don't forget to catch all of Aaron Jabaka-Singerman's coverage of the NPC Junior USA as well. For now that we're out of time, I would like to thank Cedric McMillan for stopping by. Until next week, remember, with Heavy Muscle Radio, the truth hurts.
Heavy Muscle Radio is a presentation of RxMuscle.com. The truth in bodybuilding. Tune in next week at the same time for another round with Dave Palumbo only on Heavy Muscle Radio.